Great games, but it's pretty finely balanced. And there's been plenty of incident too. McAllister to Stokes, who's onside. 1-0.
For the Southampton faithful in this troubled season, that 1976 FA Cup victory of Laurie McMenamin's team of Shannon, Osgood, McAllister, Rodrigues, Bobby Stokes, the scorer, and company, may seem a little more than 16 years ago. But the memory may lift the spirit, as should the fact that United are as much the favourites tonight as they were in that final. Well, welcome to the Dell for this fourth round match. Manchester United's reward for their classic counterpunch at Ellen Road, which floored Leeds in round 3. Ryan Giggs, the provider, Mark Hughes, the scorer. Southampton were already waiting for the victors, having the previous Saturday beaten Queen's Park Rangers 2-0, with Matthew Le Tissier hitting a memorable second goal. That success against the team who'd embarrassed United in the league 4 days earlier was the first of 4 wins in 5 games. And tonight they're strengthened by the return of Neil Ruddock, who's been serving a 6-match suspension. Much, though, will depend on the contribution of Shearer and Le Tissier. Manchester United lose Steve Bruce, who's finally had to do something about his hernia problem, and also the Ukrainian Andrei Kanchelskis because of an ankle injury. And they've decided to leave Ryan Giggs on the substitutes bench. So presumably that means there'll be no wingers, and McClare will be pushed further forward. An opportunity for the first comment of the night from Alan Hansen.
Well, it should be an open attacking game. Both sides will go all out for victory. It'll be interesting to see how United cope without Bruce, who has been one of the best players this season. Parker is a very good defender, but it'll take time for him and Pallister to forge a good partnership. Southampton are strong up front with Le Tissier, Shearer and Dowie. The game could possibly hinge in that confrontation.
It's a cold night on the south coast, but a crackling atmosphere inside the Dell, and this is never an easy ground for the away team, whatever the current league position of the home side. Pallister. Blackmore on the right side. A little bit slow, Richard Hall. Blackmore is only just getting to his feet. Shearer and Le Tissier out to the right. Dowie to the left. 5 players in the opposition half for Southampton. Sure that Parker will make too many challenges like that. Oof. Quite right, the referee, and he's going to have a word with Ben Ali. Ball was out of playing distance, and he came in a dangerous fashion. My opinion, the referee is 100% correct for this booking. Could have caused considerable damage on Neil Webb, who's suffered enough in his career.
Yeah, there's no need for it at all, was there? It was a reckless challenge and deserved, as you say, to go in the book.
Pallister to take it. Webb fortunately none the worse for the challenge. Offside. It really is a very turgid start.
It's always a dangerous tactic, that, when you run out.
And of course Ruddock back into the side, having been out since before Christmas. Must say that was a bit much, the shout from Ruddock, asking for the ball to be held by Dowie. Did well actually keep it in play. Hughes again shielding it so well. Good support from Webb. McClare, just too much pace on it. But nice play by United between the three of them. Kenner. Hall. Nicely done by Shearer. This is Ben Ali. Dowie's in the middle. Well claimed by Schmeichel. Pallister's making his way forward. And by Ince, but it's behind three front players. Time by Parker. Break out the Southampton's way against Leighton Blackmore. Gift. Roddick. Won uncomfortably by Pallister. Good challenge by Donachie. Ben Ali. This is Adams. Adams once more. Offside? No. Well, United has stopped playing, but the flag in fact stayed down.
Well, it's all very scrappy, isn't it? It's very frantic and frenetic, and really the game needs a goal or even a good chance just to liven the crowd up a bit.
Yes, the atmosphere was good right at the beginning, but it died very quickly indeed. It's a slightly un-Southampton-like feeling. It's a small ground that gives that impression, but it doesn't have that sort of feel that it usually has tonight.
That's right. The crowd usually generate a lot of excitement here. And what Southampton have got to do is try and get on top and get the crowd behind them.
Bernard just take the free kick. And Schmeichel comes and gets a right hook. Herlock to put it back as quick as he can. Plenty forward. And Pallister who conceded the corner. Just here to take. Change of mind. Now the goalkeeper comes off Dowie. This is Horn. He's got support from the fullback. It's a really nice try by Richard Hall. Didn't look to be the greatest cross in the world, but it's a good attempt as it came out. Hall on the volley and only just past the post.
It was a good volley, it was a good chance. And that's what Southampton have got to do. They've got to try and get it wide and get it in the box and take their chances like that.
Good forward run here by Horn, but he didn't get the ball. Looking to see where the player had gone. Suddenly got half a yard on the back line. Offside. 2 caught. Robert was the organiser. Kid in the foreground. Lou Chatley, I think, is doing most of the shouting.
You get the feeling that Manchester United haven't broken sweat yet. They're just sitting back, and you feel as though they can, go up a gear anytime they want.
Play by Owen. Ince. Nicely fed, or is it? Yes, no, it won't. It's a good ball when he played it, but it's picked up a little bit of pace running away in that corner. It would have been just a little bit slower. Southampton would have been somewhat embarrassed, I think. And rather emphasising the point that Alan Hansen just made. Alec Ferguson obviously fitting he has to permutate his side with so many fronts on which they're playing. Tizier. Oh, and he waited. And Alan Shearer in the end putting it where Schmeichel could get to it. Interesting, the goalkeeper stayed back. There was a huge gap down the middle, and on the volley it was so well placed today. Blackmore to Hughes, who's fouled by Letizia. He's a bit disappointed that quite a bit of industry then ended with the referee's whistle. Came back quite a long way to try and stop Hughes. Webb with the free kick. Robson makes a forward run and might get on the end. But you can hear the smack into the gloves. Beautifully timed run by Brian Robson. I think only the second time he's got forward in the match.
There's just nobody better at getting on the end of things in the box. And really, it was a good chance, and you would expect him to score 9 times out of 10 in that position.
And Parker having a little bit of a struggle. Got a little kindly. Ince. Urlacher stayed forward. Dowie on the overlap is found by Letizia. Just a subtle touch.
That instance there with Paul Parker is what Southampton have got to do. They've got to try and bypass Pallister, because he is so dominant in the air that when he goes for it, he's going to win the ball in there. Whereas Parker, with his lack of height, Southampton have got a chance of having success against him.
Tizier not taking it this time, has gone up on the near post. And the back flick is there, and it's on the roof. And another corner.
Well, Schmeichel came for that one, and he was in no man's land. And he doesn't seem to be too happy with his defence again.
He doesn't like the man on the near post there. Letizia pushed him out of the way. Got a back pick again, and it landed just in front from Hall, in front of the goalkeeper, who pulled it in.
It was actually a great corner, and they're very, very hard to defend against. And Letizia just got a touch, and he was unlucky.
Owen. Well, Owen can't believe he hasn't been given the free kick, but he hasn't.
It was a rather strange decision.
Little push. No, the other way around. Referee at odds with the players with 2 consecutive decisions.
Let's see if they run out this time.
Hughes. Interesting ball by Webb. Tizier back to defend again. Haven't seen enough of him at the other end of the field. Goal kick. A shout of "our ball" came from the Southampton bench. It's beyond my comprehension why coaches want to shout like that. They get so involved in the match, they don't seem to be able to stop themselves.
They just get overexcited.
Finale. Few yards gained for the long clearance. Play by Adams. Horn. It's a bit too tight. Robson was onto that very quickly.
Well, it's approaching half-time. Manchester United, for me, have been the better side, but Southampton have had all the chances.
Everybody's moved left to right. I think Hurlock, to tell the truth, was trying to get it to go further down the middle. Webb. Robson. Hughes. Trying to take on 4 in the mud. Mickey Adams. Comfortable for Parker. We're now playing the time that Mr. Ellery is allowing for a couple of lectures and a couple of injuries. And that will do, but it hasn't done really too well for either side. Manchester United have showed moments of quality. Southampton have had opportunities to score, but at half-time it's 0-0. Well, there's been a great deal of work done on the pitch during the half-time interval, and in the Manchester United dressing room the decision has been made that Blackmore's back is troubling him, and into the fray comes Ryan Giggs. Got a tremendous roar from the Manchester United supporters when he came out, and his inclusion will slightly change the fashion of the United side. But so far the talking point is about the disappointing Southampton side. They certainly are not causing the problems that a few Southampton sides of old would have done. First field of the ball. There's Mr. Giggs, who's being looked after very carefully by Alec Ferguson. Good climb then by Parker. Adams, Benali. There's a lot for Hurlock to do here. And too many for company. I think the referee's going to give a drop ball. He is indeed. Benali. Tizier. And no foul, says the referee. Parker brings it out. They really didn't pass it quite in time. Parker. Played early. And And Schmeichel is committed and makes it. Did a good job then, the goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper did really well there. I mean, it was a dangerous situation. Shearer was clean through, and of course Schmeichel could have brought him down, and he might have been sent off as a result. But he covered the ball well with his body, and he got it with his legs, and he averted a dangerous situation.
Claire. This ball will be just a little deeper, probably. Letizia. Now, what's his role? Well, he's going to get a free kick for that because he was impeded by two.
That's what you want to see from Letizia. Get a hold of it and run at the defender. That's what he's good at. He's got tons and tons of ability. But as I said in the first half, he had a great piece of skill after 5 minutes, and then he virtually disappeared.
And many complaints. The free kick was conceded by Irwin. It was his challenge which actually made contact with Letizia, and one can only assume that the booking is a result of what he said rather than what he did. Letizia really has to believe that he can live in the best of company, and this is a night to prove it. And he's gone on from Adams' little touch forward. But it just didn't quite come off.
A little bit over elaborate. They were a bit better putting the ball in the box and taking a chance.
Webb. Little chip up. And the referee wants words and will show the card to Terry Hurlock. And a little bit of trouble going on now involving Dowie and Ince. So very petulant and very stupid.
It's unnecessary, isn't it?
Mr. Ellery wants to talk to Ian Dowie now, and to Ince at the same time. There's nothing for the image of the game, this. Webb to take the free kick. And Bannister up at the back, but couldn't get to the ball. Got a bit of a knock in the eye. Well, a few windmills going on around there.
Yeah, the ball comes over. Well, I think the elbows were up, but I would have to say it was a fair enough challenge to me.
Bannister. Second time of asking. Giggs. Hughes. Great turn. That is it. And still, how determined is he? Not sufficient now, I'm afraid, was the answer. Webb. And Robson was flattened off the ball. The free kick has been given, and Hurlock is complaining again and could get himself into serious trouble here. No doubt that Robson's run was impeded off the ball.
It was a bad decision by the referee to pull play back. Manchester United had a great attack. They had 3 or 4 men in the clear. He should have let the advantage go.
Well, I'm going to argue with you, Alan, because I think Robson asked the referee to do that. Robson appealed to him. He ran by, he looked at the referee and put his arm up in the air. But it is true to say that Southampton now have everyone behind the ball. But not covering badly well until Ben Ali got to that.
Well, that was the one where they did run out and Ben Ali was left in there, and again they were very lucky to get away with it.
3 waiting. Gary.
Well, Giggs has been on for 40 minutes. I don't think he's touched it. I think they would be better to put him wide and let him have a go at the full-backs. He seems to be playing through the middle.
Ince and Herlock. Hughes. That's a good enough challenge by Herlock. Ince for the first time receives it in a wide position and comes inside. Tizier. A bit of a mess. Can Webb sort it out? Giggs. He and McClare are a bit tight to each other, almost in the same ground. And that's probably the best United we're going to get from that, the corner. Young Hall has had a fair game, Richard Hall, only 19.
There's a few wild challenges in the middle of the park in the last 5 minutes. And I think somebody's going to have to calm it down.
We've had 2/3 of the contest. Are played. Plenty in there for United. And it's their throw. But they've left 5 players in the 18-yard area. Ruddock answered the call of get up. Webb. Ruddock. Mighty left boot. But he's not going to give anybody forward any chance of getting on the end. Down to Ince. That's a good ball. And a very, very good piece of play by Kenner.
Well, that was a great tackle because Giggs was right through and onto it, and Kenner come across and he intervened and averted the danger. It was certainly a superb tackle.
Giggs. 3 to find. Tizier. That's nice, but that's too strong. But interesting that Tizier in a sort of right-back position just was not prepared to give it well. He held and waited and found a good ball. Might have got asked what he's doing in the right back position.
Exactly.
Sort of shot of suspended animation, wasn't it? Yeah. Hughes. On. Webb, bit of space on the right side, but this is Hughes down the middle, going for the shot, surely. Instas, and hits the inside of the post and comes away. Paul Ince can't believe his fortune. Shearer to chase, and that's a foul by Parker.
Well, I'd like to see that again. It's a great shot from Paul Ince, but if you watch closely, I think Brian McClair, when it hits the post, he just knocks off when it comes across the goal mouth. He didn't expect it to hit off the post and come across the goal mouth, and he was in a great position. Yeah, just in the edge of picture. And if he'd have followed it in, it would have been a certain goal.
Now Adams with room to cross. Owen's clearance. Back by Horn. And again, well, not quite. Herlock. Hall.
Quite competitive for an old man, isn't he?
Only Terry Herlock could tell you who that pass was intended for. Before the cup final of '76, these two sides met 4 times. United were always successful, twice after a replay, and there was a replay too in the season following Southampton's victory at Wembley. Hughes. Used to be a squash player at county level. Young Hall. I wonder how good his touch play was. It's a fair old battle. Shirt stood the test. Whoa, goodness me. Alan Shearer. Poked in the cross, and Dowie couldn't get to it, and there's a great appeal from that end that the ball came up and presumably struck the hand of Pallister. But the protest is more from the crowd than Dowie.
Ooh.
Perhaps it's worth recalling the fact that when the draw for the 4th round came out, many people thought this was the pick. Shows that at least one person made the right decision, and that's he who chose Sunday compared with this, but it's marginal.
Well, it's been a very, very poor game, hasn't it?
Well left by McClair, nice touch from Hughes, but no finishing touch from anybody else.
It was good interplay between Hughes and McClair, and all it needed was somebody in the edge of the 6-yard box to put it in the back of the net. Unfortunately for Manchester United, there was nobody there. It's a good ball across the goals from McClair. Very difficult to defend against, but just unfortunate for United, nobody was there to put it in the back of the net.
And I think a moment for Southampton to make their substitution. Dowie is the player to be replaced. And on his place is Glenn Cockrell, the club captain. So Glenn Cockrell in the action. Immediately gets the header. A part to play in more successful days for Southampton, although this is currently their best run of the season, 4 wins in 5, and with a chance of progressing in the other cup competition. In fact, they've only been beaten once in what is now their 12th game in cup competitions. Giggs, and still past too many, and Herlock got back. Pallister. Robson. Actually, that statistic about the number of cup games probably says more about the ludicrous amount of football that our top players are required to play than anything else. Giggs with a cue behind, being invited to take them on again. Tizier running on! And goal kick is the verdict which disappoints him.
It was actually a great save from Schmeichel. Can't understand that decision. A good header from Shearer. Tizier gets it first. And I thought Schmeichel just handled that.
Kenner. Owen. Horn, Herlock. It's another fight ball. Goal kick has been given. And Pallister is infuriated. And the goalkeeper stops him from doing something that he might regret. Schmeichel stops Pallister doing something that he might regret. A little bit of denying the run, and then Horn took some action, and Pallister was absolutely furious, and Schmeichel came across to take the big central defender out of the way.
Pallister didn't look too happy, did he? It looked to me like Horn threw a punch at him. And he was quite right to be infuriated. It was 6-1, half a dozen other the challenge, the initial challenge, and then Horn took things into his own hands.
While we're looking at the replay, Pallister was booked. Hughes. Robson. 8 minutes to go. It'll be a replay next Wednesday. Well played by Ince. Webb running on, Ford to pull it back to Ince. They outnumbered the defenders then, but they couldn't make it pay. Even so, a nice attack.
Yeah, it was great stuff. And Webb makes a great run, a good ball from Donachie. And Southampton do well to clear the danger.
Just a little deflection, the ball across, which helped. Pallister who won it.
It's difficult to see how this Southampton side could go to Old Trafford and win a replay.
Oh dear. I suppose in the other overball game, that would be ground well gained.
It's been a very, very poor game, hasn't it? And again, I've got to say, it's difficult to see how Southampton could improve sufficiently enough to go to Old Trafford and win.
Pallister. On by Giggs. On. Herlock. More running for Adams. Benali in support, but not really. Across the Tizier! But it would have been out of context with the rest of the match. If it had hit that just a little bit truer, then maybe it could have decided the contest. Beautiful ball down.
Great piece of skill and a good save from Schmeichel.
May well have been the last chance. We're now playing the time that the referee has allowed for the stoppages. For all the fact that Manchester United have looked the better side, Schmeichel has had to make the save. Sometimes he's had fortune, sometimes he's done exceedingly well. Last chance, everybody forward. And Shearer wins it. And goodness me, that was close from Ruddock, right on the final whistle. They gave Shearer a bit of room then. And Ruddock coming in on the far post, heads over the top. And both teams head for a replay at Old Trafford.
Your assessment of the cup tie?
From a manager's point of view, it was rip-roaring. It was heart-stopping at times because some good chances from both sides. And it was probably a fair result in the end because we both had clear chances and neither team could take advantage of it.
Were you disappointed at the end that you could have won it because you came close on a couple of times?
Particularly in the last 5 or 10 minutes, we had two great chances. One a lovely touch by Matthew Letizia and the second one a header from Neil Ruddock. And they were good chances. And it's just then that you hope that the luck's travelling for you and you nick it in the last couple of minutes. As it happens, I think, you know, we're going to Old Trafford. We've been away from home and done well on numerous occasions this season. And I certainly don't count us out the tie.
You're involved in everything. Another game now, a replay. Is that a pressure, so many games to get through?
Not at the moment. I think obviously that we wouldn't want a situation where we're going to April and it was Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, because that can happen if you get a backlog. At the moment, in comparison with last year, we had the European Cup involvement along with the FA Cup and the Rumbles, so there wasn't much difference. The one difference being I've introduced 3 new players to my squad. No one's left the club, and with 1 or 2 young players emerged like Ryan Giggs, so really we should handle okay.
Well, a result that has further confused the draw for round 5. It means that Bolton still have to wait to know who they play. A disappointing game in which Paul Ince came nearest to deciding it for Manchester United, and Matthew Letizia had the best moments for Southampton.